Albo at it again. Watch this.
Last week came in at net overseas migration, still running above 300,000. That's still 45. Well, you say it's 45% from its peak.
Well, we don't say that. That's a fact.
No, it is, but it's still well up on what it was pre-COVID.
No, let's be clear, Kieran. COVID happened and the borders were shut. When the borders opened after COVID, you not only had tourists coming to Australia who weren't coming beforehand, who are counted in net overseas migration. You also had Australians coming home who were locked out. So there was always going to be a spike in migration. What we have done is make sure we've got those figures down by 45% from their peak. 45% is a pretty serious lower trajectory. I am very happy to do the job that I have. And one of the good things about our government is there isn't any speculation. We're a united team.
Albo, stop using this 45% decrease number. It was an outlier figure, and we are now 3 years on. In 2024, 2025, net overseas migration was 310,000. Back in 2018, pre-pandemic, NOM was 238,220. That was 3 years before the pandemic started. We are now years past the pandemic peak, and immigration levels are still higher than they were pre-pandemic, with 2025-2026 projected to be 295,000 arrivals. So I think this excuse of using COVID and the 45% decrease sounds good in an interview, but it's pretty useless argument, especially when the majority of that NOM in 2022-2023 wasn't from Australian citizens returning home. The biggest group in that 550,000 figure was temporary visa holders, followed by permanent visa holders, while Australian citizens returning home were actually in the negative, which was partly due to travel bans the year prior. And according to the ABS, tourists don't count towards those figures. So in my opinion, this was a deliberate decision to bring in hundreds of thousands of people while we're already struggling domestically and also recovering from a global pandemic. Now Albo's trying to act like he's done a good job by comparing current levels to an outlier figure, which was COVID, and it's just an incorrect statement and quite stupid statement to make. And guys, by the sounds of it, Albo wants to try and keep his job. Let's not get him re-elected. What do you guys think?